Hello everyone, and welcome back to our English speaking practice lesson. Today, we are going to learn how to talk about office life and work in simple, natural English. In this lesson, you will learn useful office vocabulary, common questions, simple answers, and a natural conversation between Andrew and Natasha. Don't worry if your English is not perfect. The goal is to speak clearly, slowly, and confidently. So, let's begin. Office and work vocabulary. Before we start the conversation, let's learn some important words. An office is a place where people work, especially people who work with computers, documents, meetings, or customers. We use office when we talk about our workplace. For example, I work in an office. This means that your workplace is an office. You can also say, my office is near my home.
Starting the conversation. Good morning, Natasha. How is your day going so far? Are you busy today?
Good morning, Andrew. My day is going well, but I'm quite busy today. I have a few tasks to finish before lunch. Daily office work. What do you usually do when you come to the office? Do you check your emails first? Yes, I usually check my emails first. Then I look at my tasks and decide what I need to finish during the day.
Working with clients. Do you work directly with clients? How often do you communicate with them?
Yes, I work with clients almost every day. We usually communicate through emails, phone calls, and online meetings. Client calls. Do you have any client calls today? What are you going to discuss with them?
Yes, I have a client call at 11 a.m. We are going to discuss the project progress and some new requirements. Talking about the team. Office conversations naturally move toward coworkers and teamwork. Useful questions include, who do you work with? How big is your team? Do you enjoy working with your team? Is your team helpful? When answering, don't give only yes or no, add one or two details. How big is your team, Natasha?
There are 6 people on my team. We have developers, a designer, and a project manager.
That's a good-sized team. Do you work closely with everyone?
Yes, especially with the developers and the project manager. We communicate every day about our tasks.
Do you have a daily team meeting? Yes, we have a short meeting every morning. We talk about what we did yesterday and what we plan to do today. Talking about daily work. What do you normally do when you start your workday? Do you check your emails first, or do you start working on your tasks immediately? What's your usual morning routine?
I usually check my emails first because there might be important messages from clients or my manager. After that, I check my task list and decide what I should work on first. I try to finish the most important tasks before I move on to smaller ones. How about you? Do you plan your whole day in the morning? Or do you simply start working and decide what to do as the day goes on?
I normally make a simple plan in the morning. I look at my deadlines and decide which tasks are the highest priority. Of course, things can change when a client sends an urgent request. Coffee and office small talk. By the way, have you had your coffee yet? I noticed you usually have coffee when you arrive at the office. Do you always drink coffee in the morning?
Yes, I usually have 1 cup of coffee in the morning. It helps me feel more awake, especially when I have a lot of work. But I try not to drink too much coffee during the day.
What about you? Do you drink coffee, or do you prefer tea? And when do you usually take your first break? Do you take breaks regularly during work?
I actually prefer tea, especially in the morning. I usually take a short break around 11 and another break after lunch. A few minutes away from the computer helps me feel fresh again.
Understanding client requirements. What happens when a client gives you a new requirement? Do you immediately start working on it, or do you discuss it with your team first? How do you make sure you understand exactly what they want?
First, I listen carefully and write down the requirement. Then I ask questions if something isn't clear, and I confirm the important details with the client. After that, I discuss the requirement with my team before we start working on it. Have you ever received unclear requirements from a client? What did you do when you didn't understand what they wanted? Did you ask them to explain it again?
Yes, that happens sometimes. I usually say, "Could you please explain that point again?" Or "Could you give me an example?" It's better to ask questions early than to make assumptions and create the wrong solution.
Handling client calls. What do you usually discuss during a client call? Do you talk about project progress, deadlines, or new features? What topics come up most often?
We usually talk about the current project status and upcoming tasks. Clients often ask about deadlines, new features, and any problems we're facing. Sometimes we also discuss their feedback and changes they want to make.
I never want to give incorrect information just to answer quickly. I usually say, "Let me check that with my team, and I'll get back to you." Then I make sure I find the correct information and follow up with the client. Talking about work emails. How many work emails do you usually receive in a day? Do you answer every email immediately? Or do you organize them based on priority?
I receive quite a lot of emails every day. I usually deal with urgent emails first and then respond to the less important ones. If an email requires detailed information, I take some time to prepare a proper response. Talk about lunch break. We've been talking about work for quite a while. Have you had lunch yet? Are you planning to eat at the office today?
Not yet. I'm planning to go for lunch around 1 o'clock. I usually eat with a few co-workers because it's a good chance to relax and talk about something other than work.
What about you? Do you usually bring lunch from home? Or do you prefer eating somewhere near the office? Do you have a favorite place?
I usually eat somewhere near the office. There are a couple of good places nearby, and sometimes I go with my teammates. It's nice to take a proper break before starting the second half of the day. Talk about work pressure. Do you ever feel stressed at work? What usually causes the most pressure for you? Is it deadlines, meetings, or too many tasks? For me, tight deadlines are probably the biggest source of pressure. When several important tasks come at the same time, it can be difficult to manage everything. I usually make a priority list and work through it step by step.
What about you? How do you deal with work pressure? Do you take breaks, talk to your coworkers, or simply keep working until everything is finished?
I try to take short breaks when I feel overwhelmed. I also talk to my teammates if I need help or if I have too much work. Taking a few minutes to organize my thoughts usually helps me work better. Ending the workday. What time do you normally finish work? Do you usually leave the office on time, or do you sometimes stay late? How has your schedule been this week?
I normally finish around 6, but this week has been quite busy. I've stayed late a couple of times because of the project deadline. Hopefully, things will be more relaxed next week. What about you? Are you finished for today? Do you still have anything important to complete before you leave?
I have one small task left, but I'll probably finish it in the next 30 minutes. After that, I just need to check my emails and prepare for tomorrow. Then I'm ready to go home.
We learn how to talk about daily office routines, coworkers, managers, meetings, clients, client requirements, emails, deadlines, project updates, feedback, work pressure, and professional communication. The main goal was not simply to memorize sentences. The goal was to understand how a real conversation develops. And thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed this English speaking practice and learned some useful expressions for talking about office life, work, and clients. Keep practicing every day, speak with confidence, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care and keep learning.